got a knife in here. I've got a knife. I've got a knife.
Hello?
Yep, get the fuck out of there. Oh.
From one frightening moment to the next, this story might be the scariest yet. Black Crag is a YouTuber known for documenting his hikes through wild trails, deep forests, and remote landscapes. His channel usually gives viewers peaceful nights under the stars, him camping with his dog, enjoying quiet solitude. But one trip to Souther Fell in the Lake District was anything but peaceful. The fell is steeped in old legends. Locals from the 18th century swore they saw ghostly armies marching across the ridge on Midsummer's Eve. Witnesses claimed they weren't imagining it, yet no trace of soldiers was ever found. This time, Souther Fell became Black Crag's campsite. He set up his tent, spent time with his dog, and later went for a walk along the ridge. At first, it was calm. He filmed the sunset, admired the night sky, and even switched to infrared. Nothing strange. But as he returned to his tent, he froze. A tall, shadowy figure was standing right beside the entrance. The sight left him terrified.
There's a bloke stood next to my tent. What the That has absolutely scared the out of me. I'm not kidding you. I was walking down there, coming back towards the tent, talking to you guys. I'm telling you right now, there was somebody stood right here. Oh, I'm not kidding you, the hairs on my arms are stood up. My skin is crawling. Right there. Finn's just oblivious to me. Right, there's no way I'm staying here tonight. No way. I can't stay here. I'm gonna have to pack a tent up and go in the dark. I mean, I've kind of looked in this grass here to see if someone was about, you know, like doing a prank or something. But there's no one in here, and I would have heard them move off.
Retreating inside with his heart racing. Later, the night turned tense with the unnerving feeling that someone or something was lurking nearby. What little it captured matched his memory. A tall, dark silhouette.
Okay, we're in the tent. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the hell I saw then. I don't know whether I saw. Maybe it might have been my imagination now. Honestly, I don't know. But flipping heck, that really spooked me. Really, really spooked me. I'm just gonna try and get a bit of kip and see how we get on. Finn's down. I don't think I'll get any kip at all. I'll be just paranoid all night.
To this day, Black Crag cannot explain what he saw. What happens next is the kind of thing that keeps people awake at night. This story comes from the YouTube channel Ma Journey, a creator known for his calm, ASMR-style hiking videos. But this time, the journey was anything but peaceful. He set out deep into a remote forest, far away from civilization. The trail led him past an abandoned van, rusting and silent, like it had been swallowed by the woods. At first, everywhere felt calm. The crackle of a campfire, the smell of frying potatoes in lard, a simple meal to keep his strength for the wilderness ahead. But late at night, when he tried to sleep inside the van, the silence was shattered. From the darkness came the sounds of wild animals, growls, footsteps, and unsettling cries that echoed through the forest. Every noise pushed him deeper into fear. Was he being surrounded? Was the van enough to keep him safe? Alone, with only the thin metal walls between himself and the unknown, the night turned into a chilling test of courage. Things only grow darker from here. Brace yourself for what comes next. In 2023, a YouTuber known as Under the Weather decided to camp alone in a remote part of Scotland. At first, everything seemed normal. He pitched his tent beside two creeks, thinking the rushing water would protect him from wildlife. Confident and relaxed, he crawled into bed. But that night would become one he would never forget. Just as he drifted off, a chilling sound broke the silence, echoes of voices, laughter, and footsteps circling his camp.
Hello? 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 Now the thing is, I'm kind of on an island here, so there's river on that side, river on that side. It's very hard to get down here if it's a human, that is. Hello? Typical, now I can't hear a thing. Right, I'll turn the light off. I've got a knife in here. I've got a knife. I've got a knife.
Startled, he grabbed a knife and stepped outside but found nothing. Yet the noises continued, growing louder, as if someone or something was stalking him.
But there's no one here. Every time I come out it's empty. Unless I come out the fucking river. I don't even think. No, because as I said, I'm basically on an island, so there's no way that anyone could actually get it. Jesus Christ! For fuck's sake. Hello? 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 Jesus Christ! Fuck that. Hello? Heard that noise again. It sounds like somebody laughing outside, but I have no idea. Huh, unless it's the kelpies. Oh. Hello?
Imagine being trapped, cut off by rivers on both sides, with nowhere to run. By morning, things seemed calmer, until he noticed something unsettling near his camp. Strange items left behind, almost as if someone or something had been there watching him all night.
In a pile over there, just sitting on the ground. Right. I think someone's playing silly buggers. Like I said, for me to get out here and well, I can still live to tell another tale.
What would you do in his place? Stay or run and never look back? The horror doesn't stop there. This next moment is even harder to forget. I came across this video on YouTube by DT Fishing, and at first it looked like a normal fishing trip. Callie, Kellen, and the team were out on the creek, chasing smallmouth bass. Everything seemed calm and exciting, but what happened next was far from ordinary. While fishing, Callie suddenly stumbled across a baby moose. At first, it looked innocent, even cute, but in the next moment, the mother appeared. Her ears pinned back, and she looked ready to charge. The group shouted, trying to scare it off, but the massive moose didn't back down. Instead, it followed them downstream, keeping close for nearly 100 yards.
Yep, scream on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey! Get out of here!
Get out of here!
Get out of here!
Back!
It pinned its ears back. It was about to charge. Okay, let's go this way.
Yep. I literally saw the baby and I was like, that's so cute. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, here it comes. Get out of here! Go! Just went through stinging nettle. Well, guys, we just had quite the scary experience. We're up on the hillside right now. Callie came around the corner and there was a baby moose like right next to her. And she came running back and that big moose chased her. You can see her down there. Her shaking.
What started as a peaceful fishing trip quickly turned into a terrifying escape. Now tell me, if you were out there, face to face with a charging moose, what would you do? You thought the last story was bad? The next one is downright terrifying. I came across a video from the YouTube page Dirty Shire Dan. It was on Saturday, and he set out for some wild camping. His plan? Build a shelter, cook over a fire, enjoy a few beers, and spend the night in a part of the woodland he had never camped in before. As he ventured deeper into the woods, everything felt damp and unfamiliar. The ground was muddy, the leaves were wet, and strange noises echoed in the distance. He admitted he had never stayed overnight in this part of the forest, and you could hear the unease in his voice as he pressed forward, trying to locate the shelter he had built months earlier. That's when things got unsettling. One moment, the birds were singing, then suddenly, they went silent. Dan described how it spooked him, saying it wasn't like him to feel this way. But the silence, the gunshot-like sounds in the distance, and even rocks appearing where they shouldn't have been, left him rattled.
I heard some rustling in these holly bushes. Now there is a lot of squirrels up here. I don't know what to do if I come in contact with a badger. It's fucking freaking me out, that is. Hello? Well, I think I know why birds stopped whistling anyway. I heard some, like, shooting gunshots in background. But it's a bit weird, that's like probably a mile or two away.
By nightfall, the fog rolled in thick, and his imagination began to spiral. He even joked that watching the Blair Witch Project a few nights before didn't help, with noises all around, whispers in the dark, and a sense that he wasn't alone. He finally decided to pack up and leave. What was supposed to be a chill camping night turned into one of his most unsettling trips ever. If your skin wasn't crawling already, it definitely will after this. Joey Mack is best known for his dirt bike channel, wild rides, fast trails, and pure adrenaline. But one particular video stands out, not for the fun, but for the fear. While tearing through rugged mountain terrain, Joey and his friends stumbled upon something truly unsettling. At first, it looked like nothing more than rocks and dirt, but as they got closer, the ground revealed something horrifying. Bones. Not animal bones, but ones that looked disturbingly human. You could hear the shock in their voices.
Somebody dug it up.
Why'd they?
Gosh, there's a jaw. Look at the teeth. No, that's a dog. No, that's human.
That's a human right there.
Nah, that's human.
Dude, that is a human for sure.
I feel like I just got cursed by touching that.
You might have.
Wow. Why did they dig up their brother?
Yeah, that's weird. You see a hip bone right there?
Wow. Oh,
Must
is that a
have.
hand? Look at fingers.
Oh, he was wearing a poncho. He probably came back from that Mexican party they had.
Dude, that's kind of weird.
The more they uncovered, the more terrifying it became. What looked like a skull, ribs, and even a hip bone, all buried shallowly under loose earth. The group went from laughing riders to shaken explorers, unsure if they had just stumbled into a crime scene or something far darker? Would you keep digging or get out before the mountain revealed more secrets? From eerie to bone-chilling, this next clip drags us even deeper into fear. This clip comes from a channel called Swordfire. Now, this channel usually shares everyday life, nothing dark or creepy. But in this video, things take a very different turn. Him and a friend set out on a motorcycle trip to explore the ruins of an abandoned paper mill in Pennsylvania. On the way, they ran into Jimmy's cousin, their unexpected tour guide. And according to him, this paper mill wasn't just abandoned, it was haunted. He claimed he and his friends once saw things moving off the walls and even caught a shadow figure on camera. By the time they reached the site, the atmosphere already felt heavy. The mill was buried deep in the forest, hidden by thick vegetation, almost as if it was guarding its own secrets. Inside, the floor was crumbling, with a massive hole leading to the basement, a dark, water-filled chamber with a foul, mysterious smell. Jimmy's cousin said that was the exact spot where a body had been dumped 5 years ago. Moments later, they went into an underground cave where they noticed some bone resting on a nearby beaver dam. And then they shouted maybe they could get some response from the cave. To their greatest surprise, they heard sound. A sound that sent them bolting for the exit, pure fear in their voices.
Or closer down here.
There's a bone on the beaver dam there. Good.
Holy shit.
See it right there?
What is it?
A bone.
Bone. I don't see it. Oh, it is. What the fuck? Holy smokes. Hello? Yep, get the fuck out of there! Holy.
Yep, no more of that shit.
Was it just someone hiding in the shadows, or something far worse? I'll let you decide. On July 2nd, 2023, a solo camper from Ireland set up his tent for a peaceful night in the Galtee Mountains. After dinner and sunset, he settled into his tent, ready to sleep. But around 10 p.m., things took a strange turn.
That's it. I'm gonna get some sleep and I'll see you in the morning. Good night. I know I'm not in focus, but I can hear two men talking. I have no idea what they're doing. Do I go out? I have no idea. I don't know if I should go out or not.
Moments later, the voices faded, and an eerie silence fell over the mountain. Then he spotted them, two men making their way down the slope. There's two men coming down the mountain. There's no way they haven't seen the tent, because when I was coming down, all the guy lines and everything were just lit up because they're all reflective. So they've definitely seen the tent. And obviously I had my lights on inside here. It was only when I heard them talking that I shut everything off. So hopefully they just carry on and finish their night hike or whatever they're doing. His tent was impossible to miss. The reflective guy lines and the glow of his lantern made it stand out in the darkness. He quickly killed the lights, hoping they'd just pass by on a late-night hike. Not daring to unzip the tent, he stayed completely still. Eventually, he saw the men again, this time moving along a steep, off-trail ridge in total darkness. He never figured out what they were doing, but the encounter left him uneasy. He made it through the night unharmed, yet one question still lingers. What were those men really doing in the mountains at that hour? September 23rd, 2020, filmmaker Master Hughes was deep in a remote mountain forest, miles away from civilization. The woods were silent, the trees thick, when he suddenly spotted movement in the distance. A dark figure slipping between the trees.
I've got my little light jacket on, but I'm seeing movement in the woods. I can't tell what it is. It's really big, and it appears to be very dark in color. We're going to try to ease up there to it and see if we can get a picture.
The next day, Hughes returned to the same trail, and what he found was chilling.
And we're up here in the mountains shooting a film. And yesterday we were coming up this trail, and I heard it woof, and couldn't see anything. But as we crossed over the next hump in this trail, this is what we found.
Pressed into the dirt, just beyond a ridge, was a fresh bear print.
Now, for those of you to know, that is a bear print. And so apparently he was on the trail just above us and we couldn't see him because of the humps in the trail and everything, these breaks. So anyway, that's some of the risk you take when you're out in the middle of nowhere shooting a nature video or some other type of film out in the middle of nowhere. You got to be careful.
It was a sobering reminder of the risk that comes with venturing into the wilderness. Out there, silence can be deceiving, and danger can be only a few steps away without you even realizing it. That bear had been dangerously close the entire time. On July 27, 2025, Adam and Ryan from Paranormal Essex set out to capture daytime footage inside a historic World War I fort in Essex, a place long whispered to be guarded by the restless spirit of a soldier. As Adam ducked behind a wall to prank Ryan, the silence of the tunnels was broken by the crunch of dry leaves under heavy footsteps. Then came another set. The steps stopped directly beside him, but no one was there. Confused, Adam looked up only to spot Ryan far off in the distance, nowhere near the entrance. With leaves carpeting the ground, no one could move without being heard.
Hooray! Where'd he go? What? Ryan? Ryan? Fuck off! No way! Where was you? No fucking way. I'll just come over the hedge of that. Come down, tried to scare ya. Could hear footsteps, bruv, I swear to God, yeah? And I thought it was you walking towards me, yeah? You watching me? Why the fuck am I so zoomed in? Yeah? What? I heard footsteps of you walking towards me. I thought it was you. I jumped out, went, bah! And you weren't there.
The chilling question lingered in their minds. Had they just crossed paths with a soldier who still protects the fort from something darker? On August 5th, 2025, Andrew Clifton was out for a quiet walk with his dog in Malvern Hills, Western England, casually filming in slow motion on his phone. "Freddie, steady," he muttered as his pup trotted along. But later, as he replayed the footage, something strange caught his eye. A mysterious object streaking across the frame. It moved far too fast to be pinned down, and its unusual height and flight path ruled out simple explanations like an arrow. To this day, its origin remains a mystery. No one can explain what Andrew captured. While hiking deep into the woods, something strange appeared nailed to a tree, and it instantly gave chills. It wasn't a warning sign, or a map, or even some random carving. Instead, it was a piece of cardboard, written in thick black marker, with a message that felt more like a desperate cry for help. It read, "Why did you steal my shoes? Now I have no shoes, and now my feet hurt and bleed. I am poor. Leave money. I watches you." At first, it almost sounded like a joke, but the more the word sank in, the scarier it became. Imagine being miles into the forest, surrounded by silence, and stumbling across a note like this. Someone out there claimed their shoes were stolen, their feet were bleeding, and Most chilling of all, they were watching. The handwriting was uneven, almost frantic, as if the writer was angry, scared, or maybe both. Some hikers would probably laugh it off and keep moving, but others might feel that icy thought creep in. What if the person really is hiding out here, waiting for someone to pass by? So now the real question is, if you were hiking and found a sign like this, would you keep going deeper into the trail, or would you turn back before whoever wrote it showed up? A Reddit user shared a chilling encounter after wandering down a secluded trail. At first glance, he froze. On the ground ahead was a shape that looked disturbingly like a body. There was no odor, but the outline was so human, it sent a rush of dread through him. Summoning the courage to get closer, he discovered it wasn't a corpse at all, but an abandoned camp. The strange part? It wasn't the usual clutter of tarps and clothing, only children's blankets and stuffed animals scattered around. One blanket was even tightly wrapped around several toys, almost as if someone had tucked them in. That's when he noticed a truck parked nearby, and suddenly the whole setup felt too intentional to dismiss. Even knowing it wasn't a body, the eerie scene stuck with him long after. Alone in the depths of a remote forest, a camper was jolted awake in the dead of night by unsettling noises cutting through the silence. At first, he brushed it off as some wild animal passing nearby, but the sounds didn't fade. They grew louder, closer, and seemed to echo from every direction. With the forest swallowed in pitch-black darkness and no soul for miles, an unnerving truth settled in. He was utterly alone. He stayed inside his tent until sunrise, restless and wide awake. To this day, whatever stalked the forest that night remains a chilling mystery. While hiking deep in the woods, one Reddit user stumbled across something chilling on the side of a tree. At first glance, it looked like the aftermath of a giant predator's attack, and the sight alone was enough to send shivers down his spine. But when he shared the discovery online, the explanation turned out to be far less monstrous, yet still undeniably eerie. According to experts, raptors can sometimes die suddenly, their powerful tendons locking their claws in place as if frozen in time. In this case, the rest of the bird had already been scavenged, leaving only its legs clinging tightly to the trunk. The result? A haunting reminder of nature's brutal reality. A Reddit user was out for a casual walk with their partner when they snapped a quick picture to show just how far behind they were. At first glance, nothing seemed strange, just an ordinary shot. But when they looked closer later, something chilling stood out. In the photo, a figure appears ahead of them on the path. The odd part? The partner swears no one was there, and the user doesn't remember seeing a soul either. The way the light reflects off its hair and arm makes it look completely solid, undeniably real. Yet at the time, the path was empty. To this day, they have no explanation for who or what was captured in that frame. A hiker strolling down a quiet trail thought he'd struck gold. A rare shot of a fox and a deer sharing the same frame. But when he looked closer, he realized something far stranger had slipped into the background. Faint and distant, a tall, hairy figure stood among the trees. It didn't look quite human. Yet it wasn't clearly anything else either. Too far away to confirm, the eerie sight left the photo shrouded in mystery. While hiking through a rocky trail with another person's son, something unexpected appeared wedged between the stones, and it stopped everyone cold. At first, it just looked like a pale, round rock. But as another person's son leaned closer, the truth revealed itself. It wasn't a rock at all. It was a skull. The way it sat between the boulders made it feel even creepier, like it had been deliberately placed there, hidden away where only the brave, or the unlucky, might find it. The hollow eye sockets stared back, and the cracks across the bone almost looked like they were whispering a story that had been long forgotten. Imagine being out in the open air, enjoying a normal day on the trail, only to stumble across something like this. One moment, it's just hiking and laughter, and the next, you're staring into the remains of what once was a living person. For a 9-year-old, it must have been both fascinating and terrifying all at once. A man was on his way to a quiet village for the night when he noticed a figure standing by the roadside. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary local, but the closer he drove, the stranger it felt. A chill ran down his spine, and instinct screamed at him to leave. Slamming his foot on the gas, he tore down the road, heart hammering, desperate to put as much distance between himself and that figure as possible. 4 friends huddled together for a quick selfie, laughing as the camera clicked. But later, when they scrolled back through the photos, their smiles quickly faded. Behind them stood a woman in a frilly dress, her long black hair cascading over her shoulders. Her face, however, was nothing but a strange blur, impossible to recognize. None of them remembered seeing her that night, and when they asked around, not a single guest admitted to knowing who she was. While fly fishing near an old cemetery in England, a man noticed something odd drifting in the river. A small, weathered doll. Curious, he reached out and pulled it from the water, snapping a few photos for a closer look. The moment he held it, an uneasy feeling crept over him. Finding a doll this close to a graveyard felt wrong, almost sinister. His mind immediately spiraled to curses, dark rituals, and black magic. One thing was certain, taking it home wasn't an option. In fact, even touching it might have been a mistake. Paula Miranda Rosa, a 31-year-old woman from Florida, vanished under chillingly mysterious circumstances after a visit to Wekiwa Springs State Park near Orlando. Her car was found abandoned and unlocked in the park's lot, with her phone, wallet, and even her shoes still inside. It was as if she'd simply walked off into the wilderness and vanished. Then came a haunting clue. Hikers in the area captured video and photos of a woman swimming alone in the alligator-infested Wekiwa River. Paola's family confirmed it was her. But what puzzled everyone was why she would willingly enter such dangerous waters alone, something her loved ones insisted she would never do. Despite massive search efforts, Paula was never found. No signs of struggle, no definitive answers, just silence. Authorities have ruled out foul play, but her disappearance remains one of Florida's most unsettling unsolved cases. This guy was just waiting for his DoorDash delivery, nothing out of the ordinary, until he heard a knock at the door. But when he checked, there was no food, no delivery, just this.
Come on. Okay. It's not currently in there.
A shadowy figure was standing dead still by a tree in the distance, watching him. It didn't move. It didn't speak. It just stared. Frozen with fear, he quickly pulled out his phone to record it, then rushed to hide in the bathroom. Eventually, the figure vanished into the night. That's when he called a friend to come pick him up. Would you have opened the door? It was supposed to be a fun 4th of July camping trip. Just 5 close friends spending the night by a quiet, secluded lake. Being from Alaska, they were no strangers to the eerie stillness of the woods or the occasional unsettling sound in the dark. The night was filled with fireworks, laughter, and snapshots by the water. But everything changed when they looked back at one of the photos. A pale, shadowy figure lurked just behind them. The person who took the picture swore no one else was there. What's even more chilling? The lake has a sinister reputation. Hauntings, drownings, and people who vanished without a trace. So who or what was in that photo? And what happened by that lake? A group of young women was enjoying a carefree day by the waterfall, soaking in the sun and serenity. Two of them waded into the water for a quick dip, laughing and splashing, completely unaware of the danger lurking above. Then, out of nowhere, disaster struck. A deafening rumble echoed through the canyon as a sudden rock slide tore down the cliffside. Massive boulders crashed into the water just feet away from them. It could have been a tragedy, but miraculously, not a single one was harmed. Soaked and shaken, they made it out alive, completely untouched by the chaos that nearly claimed them. While combing through footage from his trail cam, a Virginia hunter discovered something chilling and eerie, an almost translucent figure that resembles either a ghostly child or some unknown creature stalking the forest. Some skeptics chalk it up to moonlight playing tricks on the lens, but others? They're not so sure. Is this spine-tingling image actual proof of the paranormal? Or just a creepy coincidence captured at the perfect moment? It was the morning of May 9th, 2025. A group of friends hit the road, ready for what was supposed to be a fun, laid-back trip. But just a few miles in, they noticed something strange. A car was tailing them, closely. Trying to be courteous, the driver pulled over to let it pass. Big mistake.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Out of nowhere, the trailing car didn't pass. It pounced. A textbook ambush. Fast, aggressive, and terrifying. But this driver didn't panic. He reacted instantly, swerving out of the trap and saving everyone in the car. The entire incident was caught on a dash cam and handed over to the police. It provided investigators with a crucial lead, but as of July 10th, the suspects are still at large. It was a perfect sunny day by a dam in Brazil, laughter, splashing, and good vibes all around. But in an instant, everything changed.
Sai da água! Sai da água, sai da água! Vai, vai, vai! Sai da água! Todo mundo aqui, ó! Sai da água! Socorro! 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 Chega! Chega ligeiro! Chega! Chega!
Out of nowhere, the calm water twisted into chaos as a whirlpool suddenly formed and began racing toward the unsuspecting swimmers. Panic set in. People scrambled to get out. Miraculously, no one was injured. But the terror in that moment, real. The driver was cruising down a quiet road when he spotted what looked like a harmless shadow from a tree. Without a second thought, he kept going, only to realize too late that it wasn't a shadow at all. It was a massive crater. The car plunged in, crashing hard. The vehicle was wrecked, but miraculously, everyone walked away unscathed. Still, the shock, real. While trying to outrun a raging wildfire in Chile, a hiker caught something straight out of a disaster movie. a towering fire tornado ripping through the landscape. Unlike regular tornadoes formed by thunderstorms, fire tornadoes are spinning infernos of flame, smoke, ash, and debris. They form when extreme heat from the wildfire sends scorching air skyward, creating a vacuum that pulls in cooler air from below. If the wind and terrain align just right, the incoming air starts to spin rapidly. Some of these fiery monsters have clocked winds of over 140 miles per hour. Thankfully, the hiker made it out just in time, shaken, safe, and with jaw-dropping footage to prove it. That night, as they reviewed the pictures back at home, one friend's sister noticed something that made her blood run cold. In the background of their group photo was a shadowy figure wearing a hat, seemingly strolling right past them. The strange part? No one had seen anyone near them when the photo was taken. Terrified, she demanded they leave immediately. And when she showed the picture to the rest of the group, their excitement quickly turned to dread. From that night on, they made a pact. No more ghost tours. Was it just a random person they somehow didn't notice? Or did they unknowingly capture something far more chilling, something not meant to be seen? While hiking deep through a shadowy wooded trail near an old Massachusetts estate, this person stumbled upon something straight out of a nightmare. Standing silently among the trees were life-sized white statues, eerily human, cloaked in ghostly robes, and completely faceless. It looked like a haunting ritual frozen in time. But here's the twist. It turned out to be an outdoor art exhibit at the Mount, the historic home of author Edith Wharton. Still, for those first few chilling moments, it felt like they'd walked straight into a horror movie. Luckily, this time, the fear was all in their head. While walking their dog through a quiet, empty park, someone made a chilling discovery. Lying beneath a tree was a small handmade doll, its fabric body sealed with what appeared to be melted candle wax. Strands of real human hair were stitched into its head, and gripped tightly in its stiff little hands was a torn piece of paper. On it, one word, Christopher, scrawled in frantic handwriting. It didn't feel like trash or a prank. The way it was placed, so deliberate, it felt like a curse. Like someone was targeting Christopher, and whatever this was, it had already begun. Josh and his grandparents lived a peaceful, secluded life deep in the Appalachian Mountains until the neighbors started getting weird. They began trespassing without a word, crossing fences like they weren't even there, completely ignoring boundaries and warnings. The strange behavior escalated fast, creaking footsteps at night, eerie figures lurking just beyond the tree line. Josh reported it all to the sheriff, but nothing changed. So, he set up hidden cameras, determined to uncover the truth. But the footage? It didn't bring answers, only more disturbing questions. What had gotten into these people? And worse, was it even still them? A Reddit user named Spawnkill stumbled upon something chilling outside their cabin. A bunch of throwing knives scattered across the front yard. No note, no explanation, just cold steel lying in the grass. Were they left as a warning, a sick prank, or something far more sinister? One thing's for sure, throwing knives don't just appear out of nowhere, and not like this. While visiting his aunt's home in Malaysia, a Reddit user stumbled upon an old photograph hidden high on a dusty shelf, one he barely noticed as a kid. He'd always assumed it was just a peaceful landscape from his late uncle's travels in southern China. But this time, something felt off. There, looming in the distance of the photo, was a dark, human-like figure. At first, he brushed it off, maybe a shadow, or just his eyes playing tricks on him. But after digging up other photos taken from the same spot, the figure was completely absent. No shadow, no shape, nothing. So now he's left wondering, What exactly did his uncle capture that day? A man had slipped into the raging sea near Rabat, Morocco, thrashing against waves that tossed him like a rag doll. Onlookers crowded the shore, desperately reaching out with belts and jackets, trying to save him from the unforgiving current. Then, without hesitation, one man dove in. He reached the drowning victim just as a massive wave crashed over them. For a terrifying moment, both disappeared beneath the churning foam. But then, against all odds, they surfaced. With help from the crowd, both men were pulled to safety, gasping for air. 1 second slower, one slip in timing, and this could have ended in tragedy. While exploring Hobson's Lake Trail in Halifax, a Redditor made a chilling discovery deep in the woods. An old abandoned wooden cabin, hidden beneath layers of overgrowth. But what truly sent shivers down their spine wasn't the structure itself, it was what was inside. Hanging eerily behind a dusty window was a headless doll, suspended from a rusty chain. No movement, no signs of anyone around, just silence, and that disturbing image. They snapped a quick photo and got out fast. Was it a twisted prank? Or something left behind with a darker story? Either way, it's the kind of thing that haunts your thoughts long after you've left the forest. A woman was walking home late one night when she decided to rest on a bench for just a moment. But within 2 minutes, her peaceful pause turned chilling.
Да видно? Она ушла. Настя, я боюсь. Настя, я боюсь. Да видно? Посмотри, там видно. Слышишь ты, сука? Я сейчас тебя так пиздану, ты охуеешь.
Out of the corner of her eye, she spotted something or someone. A masked figure, barely visible, lurks silently behind a tree. The camera trembled as fear took hold. She wanted to run, but her body wouldn't move. Was this just a twisted prank, or something far more sinister? One thing was certain, if she hadn't seen him when she did, this story might have had a very different ending. While hiking deep into a remote forest trail, this person stumbled upon something that sent chills down their spine. Hidden between the thick branches and old moss-covered bark was a face carved into the trunk of a tree. It wasn't just some rough sketch either. The expression was haunting, almost too human, as if it were watching. This person stood frozen. Why would someone do that? Was it a warning? A ritual? Or maybe someone or something wanted to be remembered. Whatever the reason, the deeper you look into that carved face, the more it feels like the forest is looking back at you. 3 years ago, someone was jolted from their evening routine by a blood-curdling scream outside their home. It wasn't just a sound, it was a raw, chilling cry that echoed from deep within the woods, right near a steep drop overlooking the highway, with a cemetery eerily close by. It sounded like a woman, terrified and desperate. But then again, maybe it was just some wild animal. right? Unnerved, they recorded the moment and called the police, even sent in the footage. But nothing came of it. No follow-up, no missing person reports, no answers. And yet, that scream, it never left them. They never heard it again, before or since. Wildlife doesn't cry like that. At least it shouldn't. In June 2025, near Enderland, North Dakota, a local caught jaw-dropping footage of the sky turning into a giant, swirling mesocyclone, just moments away from forming a full-blown tornado.
Oh my god.
The cloud formation crept across the sky like a living, breathing beast. Immense, hauntingly beautiful, and downright terrifying. It moved slowly, but its power was undeniable. Honestly, it's the kind of thing you film once from a safe distance and then run. While hiking near the railroad tracks in Mission Park, San Antonio, a man snapped a quick photo, but what he saw later left him speechless. When he reviewed the image, two mysterious figures appeared in the distance, standing eerily still. Locals have long whispered tales of ghostly children who push stalled cars off the tracks, but this was something entirely different. Confused and unsettled, unsure if he'd captured a trick of the light or something truly supernatural, he posted the photo online, and the internet hasn't stopped talking about it since. 6 years ago, a Reddit user ventured deep into the countryside to explore an old, crumbling farmhouse, one that locals whispered about with unease. They said the owner had died inside nearly 30 years earlier, and judging by the state of the place, time hadn't been kind. The floors were collapsing, and the stairs to both the basement and upper level had completely vanished. Nature had swallowed the house. Thick trees and tangled bushes made just reaching a door feel like navigating a jungle. Still, he found a narrow opening and slipped inside, thinking he was alone. He wasn't. Inside, every window was boarded up, and the main door was sealed tight. Then, echoing through the empty shell of the house, came a voice.
Looks like all the windows have been boarded up, especially the door out. You've got to be fucking shitting me.
He'd explored countless abandoned places before, but this one felt different, wrong. He couldn't shake the feeling that something else was there, watching. A bizarre video has been circulating lately, leaving viewers stunned. In it, a glowing orange orb shoots out from the edge of a forest, hovers for just a moment, then streaks toward a parked car and explodes on impact. The blast is intense, almost too real. Naturally, theories are flying. Some insist it's ball lightning, that rare and unpredictable weather event known to flicker, float, and sometimes violently detonate during storms. But here's the strange part. The orb didn't just drift, it targeted the car with eerie precision. That's why others believe we may have just witnessed a test run of advanced secret technology, possibly even a directed energy weapon. Is it natural, man-made, or something else entirely? No one knows for sure. Lucas and his friend Gavin were hiking through the quiet woods of rural Pennsylvania when an overpowering stench suddenly filled the air. Expecting to stumble upon a decaying animal, Lucas instinctively pulled out his phone. Peering through the dense trees, Lucas spotted a massive, crouched figure. It had the shape of an ape, but the unsettling movements of a man. Heart pounding, he snapped a photo and hit record just as the creature stood and disappeared deeper into the forest. Neither of them could speak. Frozen with fear, they knew they had just seen something unexplainable. To this day, Lucas is certain of one thing. Whatever it wasn't human. While hiking in the forest, this person and their family noticed something strange. This person kept hearing twigs snap behind them. At first, they thought it was just the wind, until this person turned around and spotted a massive bear slowly stalking them from a distance. The bear wasn't charging or growling, it was just silently following, step by step, shadowing their every move through the dense trees. As tension rose, this person tried to stay calm, urging the family to keep moving without running. The bear kept closing the gap, clearly curious or sizing them up. It felt like something straight out of a horror movie, except this was real. But after what felt like forever, the bear finally lost interest and wandered off into the woods, leaving this person and their family completely shaken, but thankfully unharmed. Around June 14th, 2025 in Bridgeport, West Virginia, two men stumbled upon something in the sky that left them speechless.
I look like it. Hey, what is that, bro? Dude, I don't know about a cell phone tower, Monk. Monk, I don't think it's a cell phone tower, bro. Dude, I have never in my life seen anything do what it's doing. Wait, you should come look at my phone. I can't stop this. I've never seen any cell phone tower do what this is doing. You sure, bro? That is a spaceship. Wait till you see this shit. Because if that's a cell, then where's the other one at? No, the cell phone towers are over there on that side, down to that end. Yeah, those are cell phone towers. What the fuck is that?
He held up his phone, recording the bizarre structure seemingly hovering in place. What they captured has sparked wild speculation. Was it just a cleverly designed drone? Or did they accidentally record a real UFO that night? Something truly out of this world? While camping in Texas, a family decided to check out a nearby haunted house, one that already had a dark reputation after someone reportedly died there years ago. Sitting safely in their car, they watched the eerie, abandoned structure. But then, something chilling happened. They caught this on camera.
It's gonna go in your house. The OS paranormal activity is gonna do so. It's fake. But it can come in our house. Whoa!
Out of nowhere, what appears to be a small hand reaches out from the window. Locals say ghostly figures of children are often seen peering from the windows and lurking near the doors of this house, fueling the belief that it's truly haunted. While a man was carefully cutting through the base of a massive tree with a chainsaw, Everything seemed routine until the final slice brought the trunk crashing down, and then came the shock.
Watch out, Zach. It's going to spin over.
There's the doggy. Come on. How was that ride?
That's a first. Said, Dad, I didn't get the squirrel.
What happened to the squirrel, baby?
The squirrel got away.
As the dust settled and the tree hit the ground, out popped something no one expected. A dog. That's right. A dog came trotting out from inside the hollow trunk like it had just ridden a roller coaster. It turns out the dog had chased a squirrel and somehow climbed into a hidden cavity high up in the tree. By some miracle, it survived the whole ordeal without a scratch. Still, the dog? Fine. Just a little confused and probably ready to try again. Back in 2017, a cyclist was documenting his ride through a thick, shadowy forest when he stumbled upon something straight out of a nightmare. Standing dead center in the trail was a clown, completely still, silently staring into the void. At first, the cyclist was intrigued, maybe even tempted to ride closer, thinking it was just some kind of prop or abandoned doll. But as he inched forward, a chilling feeling crept in. Something was off, very off. Without hesitation, he turned around and got out of there. I mean, who in their right mind stands motionless in the middle of the woods in a clown suit, staring into nothing? On June 14th, something bizarre unfolded at Pacific City Beach in Oregon. A witness reported seeing a massive drone flying unusually low over the ocean, far larger than your average drone, and carrying something even stranger. A huge, unidentified object dangling beneath it. Then, in one swift move, the drone dropped the object into the water and vanished into the sky. The witness snapped a photo, but the object's shape remains a mystery. No limbs, no clear features, yet it was eerily human-sized. Now, the internet is buzzing with speculation. What exactly was so important or so secret that it had to be dropped into the ocean from a drone? On June 9th, 2025, in the quiet deserts of Arizona, a woman set out to record a peaceful sunset. But what her camera captured was far from peaceful or explainable.
Right there.
Hovering in the sky was a bizarre, human-like figure. It wasn't a bird, it wasn't a drone, and it wasn't a trick of the light. While skeptics rushed to call it a glitch or a hoax, something strange happened in the comments. Dozens of people claimed they had seen the same thing. Coincidence? Or something much bigger? While away on vacation, a homeowner casually checked the live feed from his backdoor camera, but then he paused. In one frame, something felt off. There, crouched low and staring directly into the lens, was a dark, shadowy figure. Its posture didn't look human or animal, and the eyes? They glowed in a way that sent chills down his spine. Some quickly dismissed it as a stray dog caught at the perfect angle, but others? They aren't so sure. Was it just a dog, or did something else wander into that yard? While hiking through the misty trails of the Pacific Northwest, a Reddit user caught sight of something moving in the woods. His jaw dropped. Standing upright, covered in black fur, was a massive ape-like figure, unlike anything native to the area. It didn't match any known animal, but it did bear an eerie resemblance to a legendary creature whispered about for generations. Could this be the moment someone finally captured Bigfoot on camera? While fishing in Brazil, a group of fishermen came across something truly bizarre, something they'd never seen before. At first glance, they assumed it was just some trash, maybe scraps of fabric or floating plastic. But then it moved. One of the fishermen reached in and pulled out one of the strange creatures. What he held looked eerily like a bat, but far more unsettling. So what do you think? Did they discover something real, or is this just another internet hoax? This creepy encounter was shared by Midwest Ghost Hunter on YouTube. Imagine spending a night alone in Wisconsin's most haunted cemetery, Dartford. Locals whisper of Civil War soldiers marching through the graves, tombstones that glow and shift in the dark. He was calling out for signs when suddenly a rattling gate, no wind, no reason, just a violent metallic shake in the dead silence.
Old water pump here. That's pretty cool. See if anyone's over here. Whoa, what was that? It was like a rattling sound. That sounded like the gate. Oh. And there's no wind out here.
And then, a whisper, faint, unearthly. He felt eyes all around me, and that was only the beginning.
Could you come and talk to me? Oh my God. That just sounded like a whisper. A whisper in there. Holy shit, I haven't even gotten in there yet. And already stuff's popping off.
As he finally wanted to enter the graveyard, he swore he saw something standing behind the tree.
He's really on there. All right, I undid the gate. Now what? Oh God. Whoa. Dude, I swear to God, I just seen something standing right there. It looked like a figure standing right by the tree. It was a tall white figure watching me. It was like a person. Oh God. Holy shit. Oh my God, this place is unreal. All right, I'm gonna open the gate.
He pushed the cemetery gate open, and it slammed shut behind him with force.
Terry. Do you dare me to go in? If you want me to go in, just let me know. Whoa! Dude! No way! Oh, shit! Oh! Dude, that thing just freaking shut! It just shut! Dude, that thing just shut! It shut by itself. Look at that, it's like completely shut now. I had that thing wide open.
The cemetery gate suddenly shuts on its own. Could this be one of the Dartford spirits taunting me to leave?
His heart sank. Was it a warning? A dare? The spirits were making their presence known, and they didn't want him inside. This video was uploaded by Jose Flores Terror, a YouTube channel that posts creepy encounters and paranormal activities. This guy went camping alone in a cabin said to be haunted, deep in the forest, with nowhere to run.
Welcome to a new paranormal investigation. Right now I am practically in the middle of the mountain. I am completely alone, and behind me, as you can see, is this small cabin.
As midnight crept in, the silence was shattered first. The window creaked open on its own. Then came the whispers, faint and chilling.
Capture something tonight, I think it's quite important to do it. If there is any entity in this cabin that wants to manifest itself tonight, they can do so. I'm going to be here all night. You can introduce yourself in any way. I just heard a knock upstairs. I don't know if you heard it. and the energy meter is going completely crazy because it goes up and down all the time.
Moments later, footsteps, slow, heavy, and getting closer.
Oh, I don't know if this was there just now, but it just gave me goosebumps. I'm shaking right now, but I don't know if just now that they knocked on the window, you could hear them knocking on the window, you can hear it there. I don't know if you can see in this part here, some hands marked on the outside of the window and they're very large hands. Hello? The window just opened. The window just opened. Is anyone there? Footsteps are being heard up there.
Imagine being trapped there, in the dark, with nothing but thin walls separating you from whatever was outside. Was it the ghost that haunted this cabin? Or something else lurking in the woods? If it were you, would you stay to find out, or run into the darkness? And most importantly, what do you think was making those sounds? Paranormal Discovery shares his encounter while camping. He drove down a lonely dirt path to haunted forest, completely alone with only his dog. From the moment he stepped out, the air felt wrong. No birds, no insects, just silence. Every shadow seemed alive.
Alright, I feel like this is from when Angela and I came, so that's cool. Don't have to set up a rock formation. Looks like everything is fairly damp. I mean, some of this birch here will still be able to light.
After settling down late in the night, suddenly, from the thick bushes, a loud, unearthly voice echoed through the silence.
The grounds here? Are you indigenous? Definitely indigenous. Alright, what's your message there, Ann?
Help speak.
Help speak?
Pitiful.
Help speak, pitiful. Like, legitimately, it may actually be dangerous. Like, really dangerous. I'm so incredibly sorry.
Okay, come on. Come on. Holy shit.
Okay, what the fuck? Emergency. Alright, this might be an emergency. I got Kia in the freaking Subaru right now. I don't want her coming out.
It wasn't human. It wasn't an animal. Fear gripped him instantly. Every instinct screamed, "Leave now," but it is late in the middle night, nowhere to go. He just has to stay there till daybreak. But here's the question, what do you think that was? A wild creature? A paranormal entity? And if it were you, would curiosity keep you there, or would fear make you run? Exploring with Angola shared this video on this YouTube page. He went camping in the haunted forest in remote Canada. At first, everything seemed fine as he set up his tent and settled in. Most creepy things happen in the night. But as night fell, the forest grew unnervingly silent, until he said he heard a voice whisper his name. Heart pounding, he froze. Nothing in sight. He flashed his touch in that direction, but he found nothing.
It's getting a little bit cool now, but it's helping with the mosquito situation, so that's not so bad. They were bad earlier, but now it seems... I could have sworn I just heard somebody call my name.
Silence returned, so he decided to go and check. Maybe they could find what was making those sounds. He then heard another voice. This is really strange. Another hello echoed from dead ahead.
Hello. Okay. I just heard hello back. And it was dead ahead of me. What the fuck is going on right now?
His pulse raced. Who or what was calling out? Was it a lost traveler, a spirit lingering in the forest, or something far darker that wanted him to follow? This YouTuber, Camping with Josh, shared his experience of his solo wild camp. He set out for a solo camping trip deep in the foggy forest. At first, everything seemed normal. He pitched his tent, gathered his things, and prepared for a quiet night. But the deeper the silence grew, the heavier it felt. While exploring, he noticed something eerie, a strange white figure draped over what looked like a tree stump. It felt out of place, almost like a warning.
You guys gonna think I planned this? I didn't. I think Halloween's coming up, isn't it? Okay. This is a bit weird.
As night fell, he heard some unsettling noises coming from the bushes, too heavy, too deliberate to be just animals.
When the camera was off, I heard some really heavy movements in the bushes, and I'm pretty sure I saw something in the bushes as well. As I was standing still, there was this movement there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to leave my tarp here in the woods. My bag is already packed.
The forest grew unnaturally quiet, as though something unseen was watching him. Fear gripped him, and he decided to abandon his camp, convinced he was not truly alone out there. This Reddit user decided to go hiking in the mountains. But look at the weather. The path is buried in snow, the air is thick with fog, and visibility is almost zero. Every step feels uncertain, as if something could be lurking just beyond the mist. Imagine standing here, surrounded by silence except for the crunch of snow beneath your boots and the wind howling through the rocks. Would you keep walking forward, not knowing what lies ahead, Or would you turn back to safety? What do you think is hidden in this fog? Just more snow and stone, or something else entirely? This was posted by the English Woodsman on his YouTube channel. This camper set out to test his long-awaited dream tent. After years of wanting it, he finally got his hands on one through a bundle deal. Excited, he pitched the tent deep in the forest and even tried out a brand new twig stove. But as night fell, the excitement quickly faded. The tent had rips, broken zippers, and even small holes in the roof. He patched them up as best as he could, hoping it would hold through the night.
A bit of candle wax, that'll work. I'm inside the tent, and there's something that I've realised what I didn't when I first set the tent up. There's some holes. I've got 1, 2, 3 holes here in the top of the tent, and if it does rain, well, that's the point where it's going to come down.
Then, just past midnight, things took a chilling turn. He heard it, something brushing against the tent walls. Footsteps circled outside.
Right, I'm going to get myself sorted out. I'll bring you back in a bit. Just been walking by something that seemed to be walking around my tent a bit. And it's walked Dan up as well, because Dan's just messaged me. You know, the guy lines that you pull out, something I felt, no, not, I don't know, it's just, you know, I don't know. See, there it is again.
Was it wildlife? Or something much darker lurking in the woods? Would you have stayed inside or dared to step out and face the unknown? BS Action Channel posted this video on YouTube. A seasoned hunter set out into the dense forest with his loyal dog, tracking a wounded boar. But what they stumbled into was far more terrifying than they ever imagined. Suddenly, the boar charged, narrowly missing them with its deadly tusks. Chaos erupted, but the hunter wasn't alone. His brave dog leapt into action, helping him regain control of the situation. Without the dog's courage and quick thinking, the encounter could have ended in disaster. This dramatic moment showcased an unbreakable bond of trust, teamwork, and loyalty in the face of danger. It's an unforgettable ordeal, a reminder of how far trust between a human and their dog can go. This picture was taken by a Reddit user. Have you ever seen anything like this in the sky before? No filters, no edits, this is exactly how it looked. A massive glowing ring is surrounding the sun, almost like a portal opening above us. This rare phenomenon is known as a sun halo. It happens when sunlight passes through ice crystals high in the atmosphere, bending the light into this perfect circle. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Throughout history, halos like this have been seen as powerful omens. Some cultures believed it was a warning of storms to come. Others thought it was a spiritual sign from above. So what do you think? Is this just science at work? Or could the sky be trying to tell us something? This was shared by a YouTuber, Ramble On. A father set out on a wild overnight camp with one goal, to keep a promise to his daughter. She asked him to capture the sunset. The ground was rough, the tent uneven, and the wind relentless, but he pushed on. Dinner was a simple dehydrated meal with noodles, chicken, and chili sauce, yet small mishaps made the night harder. His cup landed in sheep poo, His biscuits blew away, and the cold cut deep. As darkness fell, the wind roared against the tent, keeping him awake for most of the night. He barely managed a few hours of broken sleep, relying on layer and sheer determination. By dawn, clouds hid the sunrise, but he still honored the promise.
2 minutes until the sunrise, and here I am packing up my sleeping gear. I'm keeping an eye on it. There's nothing happening at the moment because of all the cloud that's out there. So I thought things are kicking off, so I need to be getting my ass in gear.
Exhausted and battered by the storm, he packed up with pride, kept his word, faced the elements, and walked away stronger. Ray RLC, a YouTuber, posted his encounter in this mysterious area. This guy set out to hike on a mysterious trail in a remote area, one surrounded by chilling rumors. Locals say anyone who ventures here ends up with pounding headaches, dizziness, and even vomiting, yet no one knows why. Determined to test it for himself, he hiked deeper into the path. At first, nothing seemed unusual. He brushed it off when he thought he saw movement, just a deer.
Just saw something right back there. Oh gee, what was that? Oh shoot. Oh, I think there's, oh wait. Oh wait. Oh. Oh my gosh. It was just a deer. Okay.
But the deeper he went, the more unsettling it became. Suddenly his balance faltered. A wave of nausea struck out of nowhere, growing worse with every step. Finally, his stomach gave in. He vomited violently. The strangest part? As soon as he left the area, the sickness vanished.
Okay, stop. Stop. Oh. 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 Oh my gosh. Oh, no, no, no. Oh. Oh, it's coming up. It's coming up. Oh, I do not want to film this. I do not. Oh, this is going to be gross. I'm not going to film this. Hold a sec.
Was this just nature, or is something much darker guarding that trail? This video was uploaded to Dead City Paranormal on YouTube. 2 guys decided to explore an abandoned haunted house overnight. The moment they stepped inside, silence wrapped around them, heavy and suffocating. The walls were cracked and twisted, almost as if the house itself was alive, watching. The narrow passage stretched out before them, dark and unsettling.
Hello? Was that you?
At first, it was only the eerie stillness, but soon, faint movements echoed from other rooms, and some movements where they were.
Mate, was that you?
You are capable.
Was that you then that made that bang?
I didn't make no bang,
keys click. Like,
no, I heard that, and then I heard like a doof. Mate, that's so weird. This is the first time we're bringing the box out. And it's like, what's that box?
What the?
Oh, mate.
What was that? What the?
Oh, mate.
What was that? Is that just it falling?
I don't know.
They froze, realizing they were no longer alone. Was it a ghost haunting the ruins, or something even darker lurking just out of sight? The Moon Pie Project posted this on her channel. She and her friend hiked deep into the woods, laughing and joking. As they walked past the trees in the forest, the air grew heavy, strange noises echoed, and they saw a Pookie Pie as they stood beside a river in the forest.
Oh, do you want a moon pie? We should have left when I said it was safe to leave. Yeah, well, he can't cross the log. He can't go in the water. He's thinking about it. I was wrong. Stretching. I think he's coming up here.
But what is it doing alone in that place? They followed it. On their way, following it, they saw pictures of people on the floor and placed them on the wood there.
There's random pictures of people printed out up here. Okay, here you go.
Suddenly, the terrifying truth hit them. They weren't following the Pookie Pie. Something was out there, watching, waiting, and following. One of them ran immediately. She saw something strange.
Now it's okay, don't run, don't run, don't run. We can't run, don't run.
What do you think she saw? Would you keep calm and walk? Or run for your life if something unseen stalked you in the woods? This video was shared by Marusha Outdoors on YouTube. She decided to spend a peaceful day camping by the lakeside alone. The weather was calm, and she enjoyed setting up her tent, thinking it would be a quiet night and enjoying the beautiful view of the lake. But as the evening settled, the sky shifted. Dark clouds gathered quickly, and before she knew it, heavy rain and sharp lightning strikes surrounded her tent. She sat down inside her tent as she watched the cloud strikes. Drinking her tea, she could hear the water pounding against the fabric and the storm roaring above. Every thunderclap made her heart race. Alone, in the middle of nowhere, the storm felt almost too close, too personal. If you were in her place, trapped in a flimsy tent with the storm raging around, would you feel safe, or would you think something else was out there with you? This hiker set out on his canoe, gliding quietly across the lake, when his eyes locked onto something deeply unsettling. At the edge of the water, a dog was trapped, half buried in the mud, its body pinned down by the weight of a fallen dry tree. The poor creature struggled faintly, as if it had been stuck there for hours, maybe even longer. The hiker rushed to help, trying to drag the dog free, but the mud held it like quicksand.
You've been here a long time. You in any pain? You okay, buddy?
Can we keep going? A bit more.
Finally, after some time, he was able to put the dog out of the mud. How long had the animal been there? Was it just an accident? Or something far stranger? And here's the chilling thought. What if he hadn't found it? What do you think could have happened to that dog? In April 2019, a YouTuber named Jason uploaded a video to his channel Appy Mountain Trekkers, where he documented a solo overnight trip to the mountains. His channel is dedicated to outdoor adventures, hiking, camping, and survival in the wild. At first, the hike was uneventful. When he reached his campsite, Jason set up his tent, started a fire, and even tried his hand at spoon carving as the sun went down. That's when he first reported hearing a strange noise from higher up the mountain. He brushed it off as a bird or some small animal and carried on with his evening. Later that night, less than an hour after going to bed, he was jolted awake by an unsettling, guttural call, unlike anything he'd ever heard, something he described as a disturbing mix between a pig, an ape, and even similar to the raptors from Jurassic Park.
10 after 10, I laid down about 9 o'clock, and I was trying to go to sleep. It took me a while, and I was almost asleep, and sometime before 10, I was woke up by something I've never heard in my life.
Shaken, he tried to return to sleep, but around 1 a.m., he woke again, this time to the sound of something circling his tent. He claimed there were at least 2 or 3 of them. In the footage, the beam of his flashlight revealed eerie, glowing eyes watching from the darkness. While many animals' eyes reflect light at night, the fiery white color suggested he may have been surrounded by wolves or coyotes.
I heard that.
What do you think that was? Exploring with Bear posted this encounter on YouTube. They went to explore what locals call Murder Road, a place infamous for mob meetings, secret parties, and bodies dumped in the dark woods. As they walked deeper, the forest swallowed the light. Up ahead, a massive sinkhole loomed like a black gateway. That's when they first heard it, a scream, high-pitched and echoing from the dark.
Oh, we're going in it.
What?
We're going right in. Did you just hear a voice? That sounded like a girl's voice.
Oh my gosh.
That was...
It's coming from the big black hole.
That was a scream.
Yes, it was.
Then came voices. They pressed forward, but soon noticed something watching them. A flickering light moved between the trees, then vanished. And just when they thought it was their imagination, a chilling voice whispered from the darkness.
This time I think I'm out. I think I'm done.
Wait a minute. Come there.
What?
Look, 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 look. Give me the camera. Give me the camera. Take my light.
I will take what?
Take my light. To put the lights down. Where'd they go? You see that back there, babe?
There's a light.
There is.
What the hell?
There's a light back there. There's no cars here, babe.
People here.
I know.
Look, there's lights right there.
I know, I see them. I can't. Let's get it. We need to get out of bed. What the world?
Run.
They just said run.
Wait a minute.
The ground shifted, bushes shook violently, and glowing eyes reflected at them from the tree line. And they also noticed something is following them while working. This is very strange and quite unusual. La Patrona Extreme Adventures, a YouTube, shared this experience with Bigfoot. They went hiking deep in the forest, where silence was broken only by the crunch of dry leaves beneath their feet. Every step reminded them they were not alone. They saw something strange moving in the trees. That's when they noticed they're not alone. Bigfoot is with them. The massive creature moved slowly, almost distracted, never turning its head. They caught every second on camera, their hearts pounding so hard it drowned out the night. Its heavy footsteps faded into the brush, until it disappeared completely. Imagine if it actually noticed them there. What do you think will happen to them? Dark Ghost Paranormal posted this video on YouTube. While hiking, this person decided to explore an abandoned haunted house. To stay safe, he set up dash cams around the building, but what he captured was far from safe. At first, everything seemed quiet. Then, a strange sound echoed from one of the rooms. Nervous but curious, he went to investigate. What he saw made his blood run cold. A table rattling violently, as if something or someone was inside pounding against it. And then, the noises didn't stop there. From other rooms, echoes of banging and strange thuds filled the house, surrounding him with terror. Alone in that house, every shadow seemed alive. Now, imagine yourself there. Would you stay and keep filming, hoping to catch proof of the paranormal? Or would you turn and run, never looking back? Was it really a ghost? Or something far darker lurking inside? This video was posted on Cursed Urban on YouTube, where he shares this strange encounter. Two explorers venture deep into the infamous Bigfoot forest. The night is pitch black, the air heavy with silence, and their only goal is to test whether the legends are true. To lure whatever might be lurking, they leave behind crumpled pieces of tin foil, what they jokingly call Bigfoot currency.
Yeah, so we'll set them in the same spot.
Oh shit, sorry.
Dude, you're ruining his house. What are you doing? You're ruining his house.
Sorry.
He's gonna be pissed.
He doesn't kill me for that.
Hours pass as they hike deeper, hearing unsettling knocks echo through the trees. Did the forest answer their tree knock with one of its own? Coincidence? Or communication?
Dude, did you just hear that?
That was knocking.
Yes.
That sounded like knocks, didn't it?
Exactly. No way.
Dude, that sounded exactly like what you did, right?
Yes. And the echo, like the same echo.
Finally, they return to where the foil was left. Their hearts stop, and the tin foil is gone.
Oh, it's gone. Dude, it's
What?
gone. It's gone. It's gone.
No.
Yes.
And you just set him there.
Yeah.
There's
That was
no
that was
denying
literally
that.
maybe 40 minutes ago by now.
What do you think took the foil away from the stop they left it? This person went hiking on top of a lonely mountain where the wind howled like whispers from the dead. She sat near the very edge of a cliff, so sharp, so steep, that one slip meant certain death.
Should you?
Below her stretched a black abyss, a place where no one had ever survived a fall. Every gust of wind pushed harder, every sound echoed like a warning. Imagine sitting there, feeling the emptiness pulling at you, knowing that one wrong move, one unlucky moment, and you'd vanish into the darkness forever. Would you dare sit there? This scary encounter was posted on Los Menores MV, a YouTube channel where investigations of spiritual things are performed by Juanita and her team. A chilling investigation turned into pure horror when Juanita and her team attempted a dangerous ritual. At first, it was just whispers, strange shadows, and an eerie heaviness in the air. But soon, things spiraled out of control. As Juanita called upon dark forces, something touched one of the investigators, unseen hands grabbing him in the dark. Fear spread like wildfire.
Llegó. ¡Oh, hijo de su puta madre! No mames, neta. No mames, nadie. ¿Quién está aquí? ¿Quién está aquí? ¿Quién está aquí? ¿Dónde qué? Ay, me tocaron, hijo. ¿Neta? Sí, güey.
From the tunnels, swarms of cockroaches poured out as if driven by an unseen presence. Then, a face appeared like a skull staring directly at them.
Su puta madre. Mira. Como que salen de ahí, ¿eh?
Sí.
No mames, Luz,
De los túneles.
Estos son los túneles, ¿eh? ¿Qué traes, Juanita?
Es como si alguien hubiera venido de allá.
Moments later, one of the team, Russo, was suddenly possessed, his body twisting unnaturally as a demonic force took over.
No mames. ¿Cómo que te rasguñaron? Yo te iba grabándolo.
¡Ah, no manches, Misael!
¿Qué pedo, pa?
¡No manches!
No mames, esa madre, ¿qué pedo, loco?
No
y
seas
traes
mamón,
bien. No mames, mira.
Pero traes...
In a desperate attempt, Juanita performed a ritual with fire and a cursed doll.
¡A la bestia, Juanita! ¡Juanita! No mames, trae algo adentro.
Pero, hijo, ¿qué pasó, hijo?
No mames, pa, no sé qué pedo.
¿Pero qué
Mira
pasó?
cómo
¿Por
le
qué
está
se
haciendo.
puso así, güey?
Pues ya sabe qué le pasaste, loco, le entró algo.
¿Pero yo por qué le pasé?
Pues sabe, loco.
¿Pero cómo se lo pasé?
Yo qué.
Prayers filled the air as shadows closed in. Would you dare stay and witness this? Or run before the darkness claims you too? A YouTuber, Kalong, Camp, official, went camping on a hill in Salatiga, Central Java. Locals whispered it was cursed. They said a girl had been murdered there, her body thrown into the ravine. Since then, people have reported seeing a bloodied woman wandering the area. At first, the night seemed normal. He made warm drinks and tried to stay calm. But the deeper the night grew, the stranger it became. Cold winds, eerie silence, then footsteps. A faint sound of crying echoed through the darkness. He froze. Was it an animal or the murdered girl's spirit? Suddenly, a white figure appeared at the back of his tent. He shone his light, but he didn't see anything. Then it returned to the dark, closer this time, pale and terrifying.
There's a ravine, right, guys? And her body was thrown in the ravine, right? They said, guys, right. Residents who have seen it. So, they saw the figure of a woman covered in blood, guys.
After a while, strange noises echoed from the trees. He moved closer to investigate. But then, just a few feet away, there it was. An eerie, shadowy creature standing right beside his tent, motionless, as if it had been waiting for him. His whole body trembled, fear gripping him tighter with every heartbeat. Should he run? Should he hide? Or was it already too late? Ghostia, a YouTube user, walked into Glencliff Mansion thinking it was just another ghost story. The mansion feels ripped from a survival horror game. The halls are silent. Every creak of the floor was leadered, sounding like a warning. At first, it's just whispers, faint bangs, and the unsettling feeling of being watched. As the camera pans across the faded wallpaper, shaped eerily like a cross, a heavy door suddenly swings open on its own. No breeze, no one nearby, just the creak of wood echoing through the empty mansion.
Oh man, too many what's happening. It's funny how that thing's shaped like a cross, the wallpaper. Oh, the door just opened. I don't know if that was a bat or orb that came out, but the door literally just opened.
He freezes, heart pounding, knowing that the door is far too heavy for a bat or the wind. Would you dare stay inside Glencliff Mansion after witnessing this? Or would you run before the entity made itself known? This video was uploaded to Black Mask Paranormal. This man went exploring the desolate edges of Daniel Boone National Forest. He knew the area's dark reputation, rumors of Dogman, and even a giant winged beast. On the ground, he finds enormous canine tracks, far too large for any wolf. Nearby, a dead raccoon suggests something was hunting here. Then, when he gets to this particular place, out of nowhere, an ear-piercing scream echoes through the forest.
One thing that I don't understand is why in this... Oh my God. One thing that I don't understand is why in this... Oh my God.
He follows, trembling, into an abandoned structure where strange holes and signs of vanished people add to the terror. With his thermal cam, he captures something high in the trees, large, alive, and watching.
We got the thermal cam up. So, whatever it is, I can still, I've got it on thermal cam. It's, right here. And that's pretty high up. Because see how it's, whatever it is, I can still, I've got it on thermal cam. It's, right here.
Alone in the woods, batteries dying, and a predator lurking, what would you do? Keep filming or run for your life? A YouTuber, Workless Enjoy Life More, posted this video. His name is Larry, and he shared this encounter he had on his camping trip. Larry set out deep into the mountains south of Flagstaff, a place where the forest had once burned, but was now slowly regrowing. With little to no cell service, he was nearly cut off from the outside world. As the sun dipped below the horizon, he rushed to set up camp before the darkness consumed the woods. Dinner is cooked over hickory chunks. While he was eating, he heard a voice, but not sure what it was. After some time, he went to sit by the fire, wondering what could have been making that sound, his heart pounding as he strained to listen.
Hey.
What do you think was making that sound? On a video uploaded on Grizzly Gaz on YouTube, this person went to camp alone deep in the woodland, bringing only his dog for company. At first, it seemed like a normal trip, but soon, an uneasy feeling settled over the forest. As he explored, he found burnt mattresses, chopped trees, and scattered trash, signs that others had been there before, leaving behind an unsettling atmosphere. Later that night, just when things seemed calm, strange noises began echoing around the camp. Branches snapping, whispers in the dark, something moving closer. His dog growled, proving it wasn't his imagination. Then, he heard what sounded like a pig in the woods, but there were no pigs in that area.
Anyway, we're gonna chill out now, and I'll see you in the morning.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Fear took over. Was it an animal, someone lurking in the shadows, or something far more sinister? While hiking through a quiet forest trail with his dog, everything seemed peaceful at first. The sun was slipping behind the trees, the air was cool, and nothing felt out of the ordinary. But then, the dog suddenly froze. His ears shot up, his fur stood on end, and he started barking non-stop. The hiker immediately knew something wasn't right. Dogs don't just act like that for no reason. So, the person scanned the darkening woods, searching for what had shaken the dog so. And that's when it happened.
Ollie, what are you barking at? The dog was barking hard. Man, it's a full moon tonight, yo. Full moon tonight. I don't know what the hell he's barking at. I have no idea. What the hell is he barking at? What the hell is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck? What the fuck is that, y'all?
Two glowing red eyes staring back from deep within the trees. For a few seconds, the hiker couldn't even move. The forest fell dead silent, as if everything around was watching too. Were those eyes just a trick of the light? Maybe some animal is hiding in the shadows? Or could it be something far more chilling? Like the legendary dogman people whisper about around campfires? The most unsettling part? Those eyes never blinked. They just hovered there in the dark, glowing, unblinking, waiting. Some say it might have been a prank, someone hiding with a flashlight. But others believe it was something unexplainable, something beyond human. One thing's for sure, the dog sensed it first. And sometimes when your dog reacts with that kind of fear, it's a warning you should never ignore. Because in the woods, you never really know what's out there. While riding a bike through a forest, this person thought it would just be another calm trip down the trail. The trees surrounded every side, tall and silent, with only the sound of tires crunching against dirt. It felt peaceful, until that peace shattered in an instant. Out of nowhere, a scream tore through the air. Not just a normal scream. This one was blood-curdling, the kind that makes every muscle freeze before instinct kicks in. The rider immediately pushed the pedals harder, racing through the path, trying to escape whatever made that horrifying sound. But here's the chilling part. The scream didn't even sound human. It was distorted, echoing through the forest like something straight out of a nightmare. Some people might say it resembled the call of a Wendigo, a terrifying creature from old legends said to haunt the woods and mimic voices to draw people closer. Others might argue it was just a wild animal. Foxes and owls, after all, can make noises that sound eerily human when the night amplifies them. Still, the rider swore this was different. Every push forward felt like being chased by something unseen. The forest no longer felt like trees and shadows. It felt alive, watching, waiting, and that scream, it never left the rider's head, echoing even louder than the sound of the bike wheels. It's the dead of night, 3:54 in the morning. The house is quiet, the neighborhood asleep, but right outside the front door, something terrifying is moving. The security camera flickers on, and there they are. Not one, not two, but several mountain lions are creeping through the darkness, just a few steps away from the porch. The eerie glow of their eyes pierces the night, and every movement makes the air feel heavier. This isn't a random sighting either. Neighbors in the foothills just south of Santa Barbara have been whispering about it for weeks. A family of 4 big cats, a mother and her 3 young ones, have been roaming the streets after dark. And now they're right here, almost close enough to touch. The footage reveals them moving calmly, almost like they own the place. Then, just as the camera is about to time out, there's a shadow, a shape, another one coming up the path. But the screen cuts to black before it's clear. Was it the missing 4th lion, or could there be even more? Back in 2013, 2 American tourists were exploring the coast of Kiryat Yam, Israel, when they stumbled upon something bizarre perched on a rock just off the shore.
That's a weird looking concealment. Are you filming this?
Yeah. How do you, where's the zoom on this? Yeah, it's that button. Oh, there, I got it. What is that?
Oh my god!
What is that?
Did you get that? Tell me you got that. Did you see that?
What? That is not a
It's in
silhouette.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
At first glance, it looked human, but the lower half was undeniably that of a fish. Shocked, they whipped out a camera and zoomed in, trying to capture the strange figure. But as if it sensed it was being watched, the creature suddenly slipped back into the waves, disappearing into the depths. Ever since, the clip has divided viewers. Some insist it's just another hoax, while others point out that even Animal Planet once aired eerily similar mermaid footage. So what do you think? Was this a real-life mermaid sighting? A siren straight out of legend? Or perhaps an entirely unknown aquatic cryptid? 2 friends thought they were just going on a peaceful hike through the woods. The sun was shining, the trail was quiet, and everything felt normal. At least at first. But here's the thing about nature. You never really know what's out there with you. As they kept walking deeper into the forest, something felt off. The air got heavy, and the silence wasn't calming anymore. It was almost too quiet, like the whole forest was holding its breath.
Don't look at what's in front of you. Boost, moving up and down again. Mem, go mad.
Slow, deliberate footsteps echoed from behind them. Not rushing, not running, just following. They turned around, and for a split second, they caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure standing between the trees. Not too close, but not far enough to ignore. The figure didn't say a word, didn't move, just stood there, watching. Imagine standing on the edge of a giant mountain, except this mountain isn't just a mountain. It's alive. It rumbles. It breathes smoke. And at any moment, it could unleash pure fire from deep inside the earth. That's exactly what happened to one hiker. She had been climbing for hours, excited to finally reach the top. But instead of a beautiful view, she was greeted with something terrifying. Thick, black smoke pushing out of the crater. The air grew hot. The ground shook beneath her boots. And suddenly, she realized she was standing on an active volcano. Now here's the chilling part, that smoke could have easily been something far worse. Lava. Burning, unstoppable rivers of fire that swallow everything in their path. Just imagine looking down and seeing the ground glowing red, knowing there's no way to outrun it. Hiking an active volcano isn't like hiking a normal trail. You're walking on top of a ticking time bomb. Toxic gases, falling ash, and landslides, all waiting to strike when you least expect them. And if lava does appear, there's nowhere to hide. So, the next time someone talks about climbing to the top of a volcano, remember this story. It might sound adventurous, but one wrong eruption could turn that adventure into the last hike ever. While hiking on the Lake Clementine Trail in Auburn, California, a group of friends thought they were capturing fun memories, but instead, their cameras recorded something no one could have imagined. The final moments of 19-year-old Raymond Cabalfin Jr. At first, the day looked perfect. The trail was alive with laughter, pictures, and videos. But just a few steps near the American River turned everything upside down. The water looked harmless, calm even. But beneath the surface, the current was a silent danger waiting to strike. As Raymond got closer to the river, the unthinkable happened.
Hey, wait, I'm gonna record this.
This is memories right here.
Hey, so we got my cousin,
bonding.
we got my boy Ray. All right, Ray, go for it. Do it, Ray, go. Go. 2, 1.
Boom! Carmen's gone. Oh.
The strong current pulled him in with terrifying force. His friends shouted, some reaching out in desperation, others still holding their phones in shock, not believing what they were seeing. Within seconds, Raymond was swept away, gone before anyone could react. The haunting part? The camera didn't stop rolling. What started as a fun memory became a chilling recording of a young man's final moments. Rescue teams searched, but Raymond never made it back. Now, his friends are left with a video they'll never forget. A reminder of how quickly joy can turn into tragedy. This heartbreaking story shows just how dangerous nature can be. A river might look safe on the outside, but its hidden strength can take a life in seconds. It's a warning to everyone, always respect the water, because one wrong step can change everything forever. A dark, quiet night. And suddenly, the silence is shattered by the most blood-curdling screams you could imagine. Not human, but not something you'd ever want to hear outside your window either.
Holy shit.
The storyteller swears it was the single most terrifying sound ever experienced. Full body chills, goosebumps, the works. Now some people are quick to say, oh, that's just coyotes, they always sound like that. But trust me, when you hear it for yourself, it's not some cute wildlife sound effect. It's the kind of thing that makes your stomach drop. Here's the crazy part. Instead of hiding away, the person telling this story opened the door. Yeah, sounds risky, right? But the reasoning was simple. The screams were coming from a distance. If those creatures were moving closer, the sound would have changed. Now, we all know coyotes usually aren't a huge threat to humans. Still, when there's more than one of them, when the pack starts howling and screaming together, it feels different. The storyteller stood there, cautious, scanning the night, fully aware of just how many unseen eyes could have been watching. In the end, nothing happened, but that sound, that bone-chilling chorus in the dark, was unforgettable. While hiking through a quiet forest, the kind where every step crunches leaves and the wind whispers through the trees, out of nowhere, a huge cloud of smoke drifts across the trail. At first, it just looks like normal smoke, maybe from a campfire somewhere far off. But here's the creepy part. The smoke doesn't move like regular smoke. It shifts, twists, and curls almost as if something or someone is controlling it. The hiker froze, watching it stretch into strange shapes, moving against the breeze. It didn't scatter or fade like smoke usually does. Instead, it floated in eerie waves, sliding across the path like it had a mind of its own. Every step closer made the air feel heavier, like the forest itself was holding its breath. For a second, the hiker swore the smoke was watching back. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the strange cloud slipped deeper into the trees and vanished. Nobody knows what it was. Was it just some weird trick of the wind? Or maybe something far stranger? Either way, that hike was never forgotten. While hiking deep in the forest, a camera was rolling to capture the beauty of nature. The air was calm, the trees whispered in the wind, and everything seemed peaceful. Until something completely unexpected happened.
Repérer des traces de l'individu en question dans les bois et comment sur la forêt on a...
Out of nowhere, the sound of footsteps echoed from behind. At first it felt harmless, maybe just another traveler on the trail. But when the camera turned, standing there was a tall figure cloaked from head to toe. At first glance, it almost looked human. But then the hood slipped, and beneath it weren't normal features. It was scales. That's when the chase began. The cloaked reptilian lunged forward, forcing the hiker to sprint down the twisting path. Every snap of a branch, every crunch of leaves underfoot, sounded like a warning that danger was closing in. The forest no longer felt safe. It felt alive, as though every shadow wanted to trap the hiker. Heart pounding, breath sharp, legs burning from the run. Yet the creature was still right behind. Then, suddenly, it slowed down, almost as if it wanted to be seen, before vanishing into the trees, leaving only silence behind. What the camera captured that day is still up for debate. Was it just someone in a costume? Or did the forest reveal a secret most people would never believe? One thing's certain, this was no ordinary hike. Deep in the forest, a trail cam caught something strange, almost like smoke drifting between the trees. But here's the thing, there was no fire, no camp nearby, and the movements didn't look natural at all. Some of these shapes twist and curl like mist, while others dart in different directions, almost as if they had a mind of their own. Imagine walking through the woods at night and suddenly seeing fog move against the wind. Pretty creepy, right? Now, this wasn't just one blurry figure. The camera picked up multiples, each one moving differently, crossing paths like shadows dancing in the dark. Could it have been bugs close to the lens? Dust? Or maybe something we can't explain? Nature has a way of hiding mysteries in plain sight. Sometimes what looks like smoke might be nothing more than a trick of the light. Other times, it makes people wonder, what else is out there when we're not looking? While hiking, this person saw something that would make anyone stop in their tracks. At first, it looked like a fallen log stretched across the trail, but then it moved. The log had scales, claws, and two glowing eyes that locked onto the world around it. It was an alligator, not just a regular one, but an abnormally large beast, so huge that the narrow trail seemed far too small for it. Each step made the ground crunch, and the forest went strangely quiet, almost as if everything else was too scared to make a sound. The hiker froze, heart racing, because in that moment, it felt less like a casual walk in nature, and more like stumbling into the territory of a prehistoric monster. But here's what made it even more chilling. The giant reptile didn't even care. It wasn't hunting, it wasn't angry. It was simply crossing the path, minding its business, as if the entire forest belonged to it. And honestly, with a creature that size, it probably did. While hiking deep in the woods, far from the nearest town, with nothing but the sound of crickets and the crunch of leaves underfoot, the air was calm, almost peaceful. But then, the silence broke. Out of nowhere, a blood-chilling scream echoed through the forest. It wasn't an animal call that hikers usually hear. No owl, no coyote. This was human, sharp, desperate, and filled with terror. Every step froze, heart racing, eyes darting between the trees. The thought came, someone's out here and they're in trouble. But another thought followed quickly. What if it wasn't a person at all? The mind raced with possibilities. Some hikers say foxes or bobcats can scream like people. Others swear it's something unexplainable, creatures that hide deep in the wilderness. Whatever it was, one thing was clear. The forest wasn't empty. With no phone signal and only the thin beam of a flashlight cutting through the dark, the choice had to be made. Keep moving forward into the unknown or turn back and hope the screaming didn't follow. Two hunters went deep into the woods, expecting nothing more than another ordinary day. But instead of prey, they stumbled onto something out of a nightmare. A wild boar, ripped clean in half as if some giant creature had torn it apart like paper. But here's where things get even stranger. The ground all around was covered in footprints. Massive ones, too big to belong to any human. The hunters followed the trail, their hearts racing, as the prints disappeared into the dark forest. Now people are asking the same chilling question. Could this be another sign of the Yeti? The mysterious beast that's said to roam deep, hidden places where no human dares to live? Think about it. No wolf, no bear, not even the strongest wild animal could leave marks like that. And the boar? It wasn't just attacked, it was split apart. That's not normal. That's not natural. Some believe this is proof that the Yeti is real, that it's out there watching, and now and then it leaves a warning. Others say it could be a hoax, maybe hunters trying to scare people. But let's be honest, would you go that far, just for a prank?